part 5 of the Friday the 13th Halloween series special, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, part 5, trucking on along here, pretty far into the series. Got 3 more left, and trust me, it's pretty hard reviewing a movie every day, and basically, and they're all sequels, and I have a screening for Tower Heist tomorrow, so I'm gonna have to wait in line for that. So I put a lot of effort into you guys, and you guys should bow down. I mean, a lot of effort going on here. Friday the 13th Part 5, I know the last movie was called Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter, but of course that makes a lot of money. So they start the series over again, and probably the most mixed movie in the series, and that is Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. The reason why people are mixed is because I'm just going to get it right off the bat. Jason is not the killer in this movie. In the beginning of the film, it takes place in a mental institution, and Tommy Jarvis from the last film, played by Corey Feldman in the last film, who kills Jason, he gets put in a mental institution because he's obviously scarred and has experienced a lot of trauma after killing Jason. So he's put in this mental institution, and this really, and I mean really annoying kid, this fat kid keeps pestering people in the institution, not on purpose, like he just doesn't really understand because obviously there's something wrong with him, but then he eventually gets on this guy with anger management or some kind of anger problem in the institution while he's cutting trees with an axe, so you could only imagine how that goes. So he gets killed by the guy, and the paramedics come. And after the paramedics come, the murders have been starting again, and everybody thinks that Jason is dead, and he is, but they later find out that the person that's been killing anybody is actually the paramedic who was actually the father of the guy that was killed, so he went crazy after his son was killed, and yada yada yada. And that's, I think, the biggest problem I have with the movie is, not only is there no Jason in it, but the twist is so obvious for 2 reasons. One, they show like the guy's face going like this when he sees the dead body. He's like, and then they show him again and they end the scene on him, and that's a pretty big foreshadowing and a pretty big giveaway for me at least. They don't show Jason's mask or Jason at all until the end of the movie, and then at the very end they show the guy's face, but I mean they kind of made it obvious there. I mean if they showed the mask throughout the movie I think that would have been better, but yeah, so the twist I did not like, and I think that's why most people do not like this film for many other reasons, but I will talk about what I liked about it. Like the fast pace that this movie has, like part 4 it started off pretty fast, but then like I talked about in the middle, it slows down a little bit. This one, it's kill after kill after kill for the most part, and I like that a lot. I like it when Friday the 13th that's the type of movie that should have a fast type of pace. This was kind of the start in the series where the movies got goofy, but when they got goofy, the kills got more inventive and more elaborate. I mean, there's some really good ones, like there's a point where one of the Jason imposter kills a guy because he corners him on a tree and puts like this belt thing around his eyes and starts twisting it with the stick so it like squeezes his eyes out of his skull. So that was a pretty interesting one. Different things with an axe and different ways they used a machete, but the kills were a lot more entertaining in this one, and I gotta give the movie a plus for that. There's a lot of overacting in this film. Like there's this redneck son and daughter. One, I don't know what the girl's name, but she has a daughter named Junior, and they're both idiots, but they're both like redneck hillbillies, and if you've seen the movie you know who I'm talking about, and they're so bad at acting. I mean, they're kind of supposed to be the comic relief, but they are, but I don't know if they're for the right reasons, because they weren't really funny because they had funny dialogue, but their acting was so over the top that it was just funny. Speaking of 80s cheesiness, the freaking best part of this movie is this song called In His Eyes by Pseudo Echo. Like, there's this one chick in this movie who's kind of like goth, and she listens to all this like 80s pop music, but there's a song, it's like, there is a man with no light in his eyes, and it's basically kind of like the theme song for Jason, I guess. I mean, every time I see this movie, I'm just excited to see it because of that song. I mean, listen to this song. I'm going to dance to it right now. It's so good. There's a man with no life in his eyes. reputation as a film critic just went down the toilet right now, but I don't care. It was worth it because that song is awesome. No, I don't know if you could even watch this review and take it seriously after that. But anyway, on to the cons with the film. I talk about the twist, like I said. It's obvious, and I like having Jason in a Friday the 13th movie. I mean, the mask looks good and stuff, and the guy that played him was built well. But I like having the real freaking thing. When I go to see a Friday the 13th movie, I want that type of Jason, not the fake imposter Jason. So, the twist I had a problem with. Also, this one in particular has horrible, I mean freaking bottom of the barrel, horrible acting by everybody. Like, the fat kid in the beginning is obnoxious. Like, I was so glad that he was killed even though there was something wrong with him. I didn't care. I mean, I wanted to shoot myself. The lead's the only good one. This chick right here, she's not bad. But there's just a lot of annoying characters. Tommy Jarvis doesn't even play a big role in this one, unfortunately. He plays a bigger role in the second one. But I didn't like that either, that they kind of downplay Tommy Jarvis in this one. I thought that was going to be a more interesting story, but they really don't do much with it besides annoying flashbacks and hallucinations. I didn't like the acting in this one at all. I mean, this one was really bad in general. But I'm kind of, a lot of people hate or love this film, or they don't really love it, but they enjoy it as a guilty pleasure. And I kind of split about it. I like the kills, I like the lead, but I don't know, it's just a really bad Friday the 13th movie, and there's no freaking Jason in it, so that kind of ruins it for me. So I'm going to go kind of straight down the middle and give it a 2.5 out of 5. If you liked this review, please subscribe and comment below and rate and all that good stuff. And stay tuned for part 6, Jason Lives, one of my favorites in the series. And yeah, I'm going to go back to dancing to that song because that's the best part of this movie, and see you guys later.